What is going on, Pats Nation? You guys already know who it is. Patriots Couple here, back with another video. And in this one, you guys already knew that this video was going to come because we are talking about the news surrounding the New England Patriots now that they are involved in DeAndre Hopkins and are one of the actual front runners in landing DeAndre Hopkins. So, according to ESPN's Diana Rizzini, the New England Patriots are officially interested in signing free agent wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins after he was released by the Arizona Cardinals. Now, as we all know, it's been a long history for the Pats with DeAndre Hopkins. It's been this way for, I would say, a couple of seasons. We've heard things in the past, even with the Texans. We always knew that Bill Belichick and DeAndre Hopkins have had such a loved and respected relationship with each other. We all know the Hard Knocks video from this past season when the Patriots played the Cardinals, and D-Hop and Belichick were essentially just telling each other pre-game how much they love and respected each other. This offseason has really been surrounded with the New England Patriots looking to potentially add a wide receiver one, and that was really between two guys, one in DeAndre Hopkins and two in Jerry Jeudy. This offseason was really precedented by the Patriots' interest in both of those guys. Now, the DeAndre Hopkins one started to fall off the trains a little bit in the back end of the offseason right before the draft because that cap hit for the Patriots was far too high. If it wasn't for the cap hit, though, the Patriots were all in on him, and for a couple of months there, all the way from the end of the season up until the draft, they had that level of interest, but because of the cap space, because of them having to give something up, they just decided that they were going to back out of the race. Long story short, it seems like the Patriots were not the only ones that were not interested in DeAndre Hopkins due to the overall cap hit that he was going to have. Again, that was going to be around $20 million that he was going to make for this upcoming season, which would make him one of the top three highest paid wide receivers in the National Football League, which is why the Arizona Cardinals ultimately released him. Guys, at the end of the day, no team was willing to give even a comp 7th round pick up for DeAndre Hopkins. And you could make the argument that this is bad for the Patriots now that he was released and they can't trade for him, or you can make the argument that this is actually good for the Patriots, and I'm going to break both of those down. And there was actually one report that came out, which I would say take with a grain of salt because nothing has actually been confirmed yet, but one of PFF's reporters, whose name is currently escaping me right now, actually came out and said that the New England Patriots do have a visit set up with DeAndre Hopkins. Now, again, take this with a grain of salt because it's only one report that I've seen, but there's even been instances in the past where the Patriots have had workouts with free agent wide receivers or big names, but we didn't actually hear about them beforehand. We knew about them after it had concluded. Let's even take a couple of months ago when the New England Patriots were interviewing candidates for their offensive coordinator position. Bill O'Brien was never actually reported that, hey, he's going to be meeting with the Patriots or he has an upcoming meeting with the Patriots. We didn't know that he ended up meeting with the Patriots until a couple of days after it happened. My big thing right now with DeAndre Hopkins is he's 30. He's going to be 31 next week, actually. Which means if he's going to get one last big contract, it's going to be right now. And that massive question ultimately comes down to, if you're DeAndre Hopkins, what are you looking for? Are you looking to try and make a playoff and Super Bowl win and ultimately get a ring? Because if that is what you are looking for, then the New England Patriots are not the team for you. We all know that there was a list back when the whole trade scenario was going around a couple of months ago about quarterbacks DeAndre Hopkins would play for, and they were essentially all of the top quarterbacks in the National Football League. I mean, Justin Herbert, Lamar, Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes, none of which were back-end top 10 or out of the top 10 quarterbacks. But Diop also recently came out and said there's no specific team he wants to play for, and there's no team that he's not willing to play for. He even said he's willing to actually go back and play for the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans he actually has interest in signing with. So if he's interested in signing with them, he's definitely interested or has a level of interest or would be willing to sign with the Patriots. And to me, it was actually the news that came out about D-Hop being interested in playing with the Texans, and that's a real suitor and real potential suitor here for DeAndre Hopkins. And now that he's released, he's essentially willing to play for any team. Kind of, to me, tells me that he's looking for one last paycheck, right? He was about to make $20 million. You look at what the teams currently have in terms of cap space. The Cleveland Browns would be next in terms of most after the Patriots. The Patriots currently have about $14 million, and that is before they make any type of moves or restructures. The Cleveland Browns are sitting just over $6 million. But then you reach the team like the Bills, or you reach a team like the Chiefs, who have been top potential suitors for him because of playoff implications and potential Super Bowl runs, and they only have about $1 to $2 million max right now in available cap space. If it comes down to money, if it comes down to DeAndre Hopkins wants to play for the team that's ultimately going to make him look better, potentially be a wide receiver one on a team, and give him a bag, the Patriots should not get outbid. Again, at currently $14 million and still able to make restructures, there's no reason the Patriots would not be able to land DeAndre Hopkins. And the fact that DeAndre Hopkins isn't looking to sign with a team, 1 to 2 weeks max after being released tells me that there really isn't 1, 2, or even 3 specific teams that he's looking to play for. And there isn't necessarily only a ring on his mind and maybe more of a bag at the fact that he's looking to sign with a team just before training camp. Now, before we keep this video going, I do want to give a massive shout out to the sponsors of this channel over at FanDuel, because right now, new customers can get a no sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's $1,000 back in bonus bets if your first bet does not hit. One of the great things about FanDuel is that they have new promotions every single day. Just like the promotion we're talking about in today's video, they have new promotions like that every single day for you guys to make some quick and easy cash. And at the end of the day, who does not want to make some quick and easy money? The other great thing about FanDuel is just how safe and secure their app is. Not even just their app, but even their website too. Big thing for me is making sure that when I'm betting or I'm using any type of my money, that it's going to be safe and it's going to be secure. Whether you're using their mobile app or you're using the website, FanDuel is the top place for secure network. And then the biggest thing that I love about FanDuel is the fact that you get paid out instantly, right? It's not like some of these other betting apps where you got to sit there, you got to refresh, you got to wait a few days, and sometimes you got to wait even upwards to a week to get your money. As soon as your bet hits on FanDuel, you get paid out instantaneously. Guys, there's no better place to bet on all of the playoff action than America's #1 sports book. All you have to do is visit FanDuel.com/Boston and get a no sweat first bet up to $1,000. That is FanDuel.com/Boston. FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Little disclaimer here, you must be 21 in select states. Your first online real money wager only of a $10 deposit is required. Refunds are issued as a non-withdrawable bonus bet that expires after 14 days. Restrictions do apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/Boston. Visit FanDuel.com/Sportsbook. Right now, FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas City State Casino. If you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/your-state. So if you live in, let's say, Pennsylvania, you would visit FanDuel.com/PA. If you live in Boston, you would do FanDuel.com/MA. Or visit www.1800gambler.net. So back here to DeAndre Hopkins, I think it also comes down to the competition level, right? And at the end of the day, anything and everything can change within a blink of an eye when it comes to NFL and NFL news. So far, currently, from what we're hearing, this is also from Diana Rizzini from ESPN. She says that the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Jets are not in on DeAndre Hopkins and that the Bills are not all in on DeAndre Hopkins. So while they're monitoring him, they're not all in on him. Like I said, at the end of the day, the Patriots are not going to necessarily give DeAndre Hopkins what the Buffalo Bills can, what the Dallas Cowboys can, what the Kansas City Chiefs can in a guaranteed playoff appearance and a potential Super Bowl run to chase that ring. What we can offer him is more money than he's likely going to get elsewhere, guaranteed that he's going to be the Patriots' #1 wide receiver on the depth chart, and guaranteed that if he comes here, he'd be in a situation where we know exactly how to use him to his strengths. He has not been the same wide receiver as he's been since he was working with Bill O'Brien and the Houston Texans. How do you go back to being the wide receiver you once were? Go back with a guy that knows how to utilize you in Bill O'Brien that is currently here in New England. And I think a lot of people are going to say, well, that relationship with Bill O'Brien is not good anymore. And DeAndre Hopkins said himself right after everything was happening with Bill O'Brien, which if he was going to say anything bad about him, it would have been right then and there. He actually said that they have no relationship. So there's not really a relationship to ruin if there was no relationship to really even start with. Do they have a good relationship? No. Do they have this bad relationship that will prevent D-Hop from coming here? No. And at the end of the day, too, he wouldn't be coming here for Bill O'Brien. He'd be coming here for Bill Belichick. He might not be able to get to play with the top quarterback in the National Football League, but he'll be able to play with one of the best head coaches to ever do it, and somebody that he has such love and respect for that we saw this past season. And this would probably be his last opportunity to play with Bill Belichick. And you know what? DeAndre Hopkins, too, could get the best of both worlds, right? You don't know what Mac Jones currently is, but sign a one-year deal. We'll give you a lot of money on that one-year deal. Not $20 million, but maybe we'll give you, $14 million. See how you like it here, reset your market, and then a year from now, you'll be 32, right? If you can still showcase you have it, go get a decent contract somewhere else, sign with a contender, and go chase that ring. Because while it would be great for the Patriots to make a Super Bowl run this year, that's not really our goal. Our goal is to show progress, our goal is to win a playoff game, and our goal is to surround Mac with as much weapons as possible to see if he can be our guy. One thing the Patriots cannot do, though, if they do want to land DeAndre Hopkins, is they have to understand their circumstances compared to other teams. Belichick cannot get on his high horse, and he can't say, well, you know what, D-Hop, I will give you, $14 million, but it's all going to be in incentives because I'm telling you, other teams will do that exact same thing. Teams like the Bills or the Chiefs, they'll find ways to make it a low base salary, but hey, if you hit these certain benchmarks, then we'll pay you top end money. What the Patriots got to do is they got to come out hammering and say, you know what, we'll give you a bigger base salary than these teams because you have to understand that the Patriots are not going to give D-Hop what some of these other teams are going to do. And at the end of the day, money's going to talk. The Patriots don't have Tom Brady where Tom Brady can talk and you can give less money. You're going to have to kind of to talk up a little bit with money if you want to land D-Hop in your Bill Belichick. But what are your guys' thoughts on all the news surrounding D-Hop as things are surrounding the New England Patriots with rumors and the veteran wide receiver yet again? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember to also leave a big like on this video and subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. As always, I really appreciate you guys for watching, and never forget, go Pats.